Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Lazelle. I'm the business website director at Healy Consultants in Singapore. I have with me this morning Elmira Sabruddin. She's an accounting and tax associate who's also operating out of our Singapore office. Good morning, Elmira.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
How are you doing? I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Very good. I also have with me Chloe Tan, who's my colleague in my department. She's the website content writer. Good morning, Chloe.
Good morning.
And how are you this morning, Chloe?
It's lovely. It's Friday.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's Friday. Excellent. Excellent. We are talking today about the West African country of Guinea-Bissau, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first time we have worked on an engagement in Guinea-Bissau. And Elmira, I believe you're going to be talking to us today about a portion of the engagement with regards to the deregistration of a Guinea-Bissau company. Will you please just tell the listeners a little bit about the engagement, at what stage you took it over and what we were required to do from the client?
Sure, no problem. So this company was actually incorporated back in 2019 and it's in the engineering field. So it's actually an Australian company which set up a foreign subsidiary in Guinea-Bissau. They were incorporated in 2019, but up to date, they did not commence any business there. So I believe after some management review, they realized that maybe this is not the right time for them to continue running an entity in Guinea-Bissau since they've not commenced any business. So in 2021, earlier this year, they actually engaged us to assist to deregister their entity. So it was at that point where I took over to assist with the deregistration of their entity.
Okay, so, very good.
Yeah.
Yep, carry on, please.
Yep, so how we went about doing it was basically we confirmed that the company was dormant. So the company didn't set up any bank accounts or anything. So there was proof that there was no activities or whatsoever that was done during this period. So we confirmed that the company was dormant, and we actually contacted our associates in Guinea-Bissau to assist us with the deregistration. So what was needed from the client end at this point is just for them to sign a letter of attorney. We didn't need any other documents to be submitted since they were dormant during the period. So they just had to authorize us to be, us and our associates to be able to act on their behalf to file the deregistration. So the whole process took about 3 months approximately. And during this period, our associates actually assisted to obtain a certificate called a tax and social certificate from their tax authority to confirm that there are no outstanding tax payables and that they are in good standing at that point. Okay. And then after that, we submitted the deregistration documents and to the Ministry of Justice. And basically that was it. Within a few weeks, the company was successfully deregistered, and the deregistration was also published in the official bulletin of Guinea-Bissau.
Wow. I was just gonna say everything seemed like such a simple and straightforward process, but were there any specific challenges that you have to face during this engagement?
Okay, for this particular engagement, considering that the company was dormant, as you mentioned, is pretty straightforward. The main issue that we faced was that due to COVID, there was a longer processing time. So when the documents were submitted, so when we requested for the tax certificate, we did have to wait for about at least a month or two before we got the certificate from the tax authorities. And similarly, when we submitted the deregistration documents, we also had to wait for about another month or two to get the same published in the bulletin in Guinea-Bissau. So that was the main challenge that we faced. Yeah.
Elmira, can I ask, was language an issue? I believe the official language of Guinea-Bissau is Portuguese. Were there any particular language issues in dealing with the paperwork or anything like that, dealing with the government authorities? Obviously, we worked with our partner in Guinea, or our associate in Guinea-Bissau, but did that pose any particular challenges to either yourself in handling the engagement or the client as well?
Well, thankfully, our associates are pretty fluent in English.
Mm.
So, because of that, on our end, we didn't face much issues when it comes to language. The only thing was that most of the documents came in Portuguese. So, because of that, when the documents were sent to us for verification, we had to do a translation on our end to ensure that all the details are accurate, and to ensure that the documents does not misrepresent or mislead us or in any way, and to confirm that documents are actually certified and proper.
Sure.
But in terms of communication, there really wasn't much of an issue thanks to our associates. They communicated with the government authorities directly in Portuguese, while communicating with us in English and being like the middleman to translate everything.
Very good. Yeah. My final question, and if Chloe has any others, she can please do so. My final question would be, given that this is the first time we're working in Guinea-Bissau, any particular other takeaways over and above what you've described there, Elmira?
Okay, the biggest takeaway for me, from my understanding in Guinea-Bissau, is that unlike many other countries, if you incorporate an entity in Guinea-Bissau and the company happens to be dormant, they do not have requirements to complete annual filings like annual tax returns or normal annual returns. So none of those were required until a company was active. No submission, no statutory obligations at that point. So, which is why this whole deregistration process was very easy, because there was nothing outstanding, considering the company didn't even commence any business to begin with.
Okay, very good. Very good. Chloe, anything else from your side?
Just out of curiosity, if there wasn't a pandemic happening, how short of a time would this entire engagement take? Actually?
Good question. Putting Elmira on the spot. I like it.
Okay. Yeah. As Mark mentioned earlier, this is our first Guinea-Bissau engagement. Right. So I've actually not worked prior to this, but based on what I've communicated with the supplier, usually they do not take more than a month to, especially if it's a dormant company, where there is really very little to verify. The whole process shouldn't take more than 1.5 months max. So this process kind of doubled in terms of timeline, from about 1.5 months to about 3 months, because of the time required by the Guinea-Bissau government to verify all the documents and revert to us.
All right, thank you.
Elmira, thank you very much for your time. Chloe, thank you for your help, and we look forward to hearing from you again, Elmira, about other interesting jurisdictions and interesting projects that you're working on. So thank you again for your time, both of you.
Thank you so much. I look forward to speaking with both of you again.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.